Good afternoon. My name is Galen Scott, and I am the Vice Chancellor of Instruction here at ACC. Arun, say hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Arun John. I teach composition and literary studies, but I also teach in the humanities department and creative writing as well.
Wonderful. We're here to talk today a little bit about how much fun it is to teach at ACC and to invite you to join us in our teaching and learning mission. Arun's going to tell you a little bit about his background and the fun he has here at ACC every day.
Okay, so I'll get started. I started sometime in 2007, I was trying to remember, as an adjunct in the creative writing department. And then I got hired at that time as the English department. And then I came on full time in 2010, 2011, around that time. I'd say it's been a great ride. I've had a wonderful time here. I'll talk about sort of the variety of things that I've been able to do at ACC. As I mentioned earlier, I teach creative writing, but I also teach composition, the introductory composition courses, literature courses, and then also in the humanities department as well. But I also tend to do a lot of administrative stuff, and so it's been a great ride for me. I really enjoy my job, especially being in the classroom with my students and with my colleagues. I'll stop there. Let Galen kind of talk about her journey now,
Thanks,
or I could go
Arun.
on forever.
Yeah, we could both go on forever. We both love what we do, and we love how we can make a difference in Central Texas. I started as well as an adjunct faculty member, but much earlier than Arun. I started back in the 20th century in August of 1987. I was a last minute hire, kind of like some of you may be, hired to teach politics and government. And I fell in love with the community college classroom. It is the best place on the planet if you love teaching and learning. It's a diverse place, lots of lived experiences, varied perspectives. It's just rich and fun and challenging and never boring. So I started as an adjunct faculty member, and I've had a stair-step kind of career path. I never thought I would leave the classroom, but I did wind up leaving the classroom for my first administrative job and then moved on up. And I've been Vice Chancellor of Instruction for about 2.5 years now. I still love what we do. I love supporting faculty, and I love supporting the work they do in the classroom. So you will not regret the decision, if you make it, to apply for and perhaps start teaching for us. It's a great place to be. Let me tell you a little bit about why we are doing so much hiring of adjunct faculty. We are experiencing what we're calling an enrollment surge. We are estimating that we're going to be about 15% higher in enrollment this fall over fall of 24. And that is a whole lot more students taking a whole lot more classes. That's not just new students who are coming to us, perhaps through our free tuition program, but it's also continuing students who started with us a year ago and are persisting. They're coming back and they want to complete and achieve their goals, whether it's some sort of award or getting enough credits to transfer to a four-year institution. So we're adding sections like mad. I've lost track of how many we've added. We thought we might add as many as 500 additional course sections. I think we've probably added at least 300 of that, maybe more. And that means inviting more people to come join us in our teaching opportunities. Arun, you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, and I would say one of the things that Galen talked about, and I want to kind of reiterate sort of that point. The community college classroom is an incredible place to be. I've taught at four-year institutions before, and when I started at ACC as an adjunct faculty member, I was working a full-time job at another institution that shall go unnamed, but it was a four-year institution. And I would say the thing that kept me made my sort of life meaningful was actually going to my evening class at ACC at the Rio Grande campus, and we get such a diverse group of students. You have students who are older who are coming back to college. We have students who are right out of high school. Some of them are in high school, and so that experience is not something that you can get at a four-year institution. That's a really unique experience and makes for really rich discussions in the classroom, sort of the life experiences that people bring in. So it's a different sort of uh, world that you enter into when you teach at a community college. And I think I wouldn't do anything else if I, it's a really exciting place to be, especially ACC. And so I'm gonna say, we've got all these classes, all these students signing up, and I think the experience is both enriching for faculty as well as for the students, especially in terms of the support that ACC offers, new hires, etc. But I'll talk about that in a bit too.
Yeah. We are the numbers might help if you don't know really much about our enrollment. Right now, in registration for fall, we are 4,600 roughly higher than we were at this time in the registration cycle for last fall. So we are talking thousands of additional students that we want to serve, and we have the opportunity to serve. You might want to know just a little bit more about us. I don't know how much you might know about ACC. We are a very large urban college spread across 6 counties. That's our service area. We have 11 campuses across our 6 county service area. We also offer a wide range of programs. On the credit side, we offer all the traditional transfer programs that you might think about. And then on the career and technical education side, a very broad range of workforce programs to help students get immediately into the workforce, whether it's in health sciences, it might be in the skilled trades like welding or building construction, it might be IT courses and programs that a student might be interested in. It could be public service programs. It could be all sorts of opportunities for students, as Arun says, of all ages. It might be someone coming back to change careers and develop new skills. It could be someone coming to us straight from high school under our free tuition program, and they're planning to get some transfer classes and ultimately transfer to a four-year institution. It's a really wide range, and that's why we're so excited that so many people are interested in opportunities to teach here. I don't want to read them all to you, but I am going to rattle off at least some of the areas where we have postings. We have postings in 3D animation, medical lab technology, childcare and development, veterinary technology, culinary arts, welding, advanced manufacturing, economics, psychology, government, CAD classes, computer-aided design, biotechnology, accounting, biology, chemistry. I'll stop. It'll get boring after that. And that's not even half the postings that we have. So it's a wide range of opportunities for people who want to serve their community college and therefore serve their community. Arun, did you want to talk a little bit about how we help new adjuncts?
Sure. Just to kind of let you know that when I first joined ACC, I was hired a week before classes started.
Me too.
And I was told, "Hey, you're teaching this class. Here's the syllabus." And I thought, "Oh my gosh, this is kind of trial by fire." But actually, I will say the ACC did, and I've taught at other colleges, at other community colleges, and the first place I taught at, I was handed a syllabus and said, "Go teach," and that was it. I've never had any experience teaching. But what I think I appreciated about my experience at ACC was that I was assigned a mentor right off the bat that I met with regularly over the course of the semester. I went to her with problems or questions that I might have had, so sort of that hand-holding part was really great. ACC also offers a lot of really valuable training through our teaching and learning the TLED, which is our excellence division. We're trained to how to use the learning management system, which is Blackboard. So the trainings, the support, and also think that I had a mentor, but I also had the community of faculty with my department that I felt I could go to. Very approachable. The chair was approachable. They all, if I had questions, I would reach out to them. So in many ways, my transition into ACC from another institution, actually, I thought ACC did a lot of really a lot of the heavy lifting really to get a new faculty member prepared for what to expect at ACC. So I have to say my transition to ACC was actually quite easy. And I would, so there's a lot of support structures set up to help new faculty on board. And I think it's only gotten better since I started so many years ago. And I have to kind of emphasize that the college has really sort of put in the resources and the people that I think that you end up working with over here have been very supportive. So yeah, how's that sound, Galen? I think that's kind of like I wanted to kind of emphasize that you're not left out there on your own.
Right.
There's always somebody there to help
Yeah.
you out if you need to.
I might just tag on to that, Arun. We do have, in addition to how your department will support you, give you a mentor, perhaps give you a starter syllabus or give you kind of a starter learning management system course shell. We also have a formal new faculty onboarding process. It's like, I think once a month, you can learn more about the college. You can connect with other new faculty. We provide that to both adjunct and full-time faculty. It's not required, but it is very beneficial for folks who can find the time for that because you're building your connections, your resources. It's always good to have people to call if you've got a classroom management issue, or if you think a student might have cheated on an exam. What do I do? How do I do it? There's really power in the community that we build across our faculty. That's really important. One of your go-to people will be your department chair. The department chair is the one who will communicate regularly with the faculty, give them updates, remind them of deadlines, answer questions about how to do something. You have to certify your rosters. You'll figure that out. So there's a lot of built-in supports. And I think, to your point, Arun, it's way better. Of course, I started, can I do the math, 38 years ago. And it really was, here's the book, write me a syllabus, you're teaching in 3 days. So we're a lot better at helping people go into that knowing that they have a support system in place. Yeah.
And I think we've really sort of over the years made sure that new faculty get the support they need. And as Galen said, it's like all the administrative stuff that you need to do as a faculty member, but not just that. In terms of sort of content, you can definitely talk to your mentor, you can talk to your other colleagues about how to sort of deliver the curriculum, etc. So that there's a lot of really good support based on the community that you have on your campus and also within your department.
Right. You might be wondering about what if you get hired? What does that mean? Where will you teach? How will you teach? And that's really going to vary by discipline. If you do apply and get an interview, you're going to learn more about the available sections. In some programs, it might be we've got evening classes at Round Rock that we're trying to staff. In another program, it might be we have an online class. Do you have any online teaching experience? We have multiple modalities. We offer fully face-to-face. We offer fully online asynchronous, which means no sort of synchronous engagement with the class, but engagement in other ways. We offer fully online synchronous, so there are regular class meetings online. We offer hybrid classes that are a blend of the two, some face-to-face and some online work. And then we offer some sections that we call high flex, which means on any given day, a student can choose to attend in person or virtually. And we have high flex classrooms that have all the technology to support that. So there are a variety of ways that we teach and a variety of ways that we try and build community with our students and help our students learn. What else should we say? don't know if we have any questions yet, or we can just keep talking about how much fun we have at ACC every day. Um, you might be asking about pay, Arun, if you want to talk a little bit about kind of,
Yeah.
the practical side of this.
Sure. The thing that I think ACC is known for is sort of in terms of adjunct pay around the state. I think it's probably the highest in the state. Galen, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
And I've worked at other colleges in Texas, and I have to say ACC actually pays its faculty quite well. And so in terms of that, that's another the really great thing about ACC. The other thing I wanted to actually mention too is that sometimes, as Galen was talking about, all these different modalities. You have high flex, you have asynchronous, you have online, you have the thing to remember. Sometimes when you hear that, you get a little intimidated. Perhaps you're like, I don't know how to do this. But the thing to remember is that we have resources like instructional designers at TLED who actually help you through those and have training modules to get you situated well to start your classes and to use those particular platforms well. So there is a lot of support here, as I mentioned earlier, but just that that all these different modalities. And I'll be honest, when I started, I was teaching face to face, but now I teach all those different modalities. So it's not that difficult once you learn how to do it with the support that you get from ACC.
Right.
Mhm.
I think I'll give you a couple of practical, helpful hints maybe. If you decide to apply, be sure when you look at the job
Mhm.
posting, be sure to look thoroughly at everything that's in the job posting, particularly at the minimum qualifications. We're very clear about what's required if you want to teach in any given discipline. In political science, my home field, you need a master's in political science, or you can have a master's in another field, but you need 18 graduate hours in political science. In workforce courses, very often there's going to be a requirement. Maybe it's at the associate degree level, but you also need actual work experience. We want faculty who are teaching the skills and the knowledge and the abilities in a workforce program to have participated, to have done that work or to be doing that work, right? So they're bringing that directly into the classroom, and that those students are learning from folks who do welding every day or who do computer aided design every day. So be sure and look at those qualifications. And then in an interview, not every discipline does this, but a lot of disciplines ask for a short teaching demonstration. And so you might, just be prepared to kind of think about how you would teach to a particular topic or to a particular prompt. And it looks like we have one question.
Question.
Um, and this is from Lauren. Would it be helpful to reach out to a department chair when applying as well? I think that's always a useful question. I will warn you that department chairs are faculty, and under faculty contracts, they do actually get a week off between summer and fall, in theory. So the department chair may or may not be quite as available as you would want, but it's certainly a useful way to kind of engage with the chair if you want to ask what's available at which campuses. If you live south, you may not want to drive to our San Gabriel campus in Leander. So yeah, I think that's a good question and a good helpful hint. And I think that's it. It looks like we've hit our time. We appreciate the question. And most importantly, we hope you join us in having the fun that Arun and I have had through the years in the classroom. We could tell you story after story of how much fun we've had, how much we've learned when our students ask us a question that stumps us and we have to go find the answer, and how much we celebrate the opportunity for so
Mhm.
many people in Central Texas to come to ACC, where we think we do a really good job teaching and helping students learn. So I hope you consider applying. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us.
Thank you.